we are going to try building the Silas Marsh deck that we're going to play for our Innsmouth campaign that we're going to be doing very soon. So, let me get some cards that I know I want. Sorry, my binders that I know I want. I want some Guardian, I want some Survivor probably. And my neutral too. And then I need a bunch of sleeves, don't I? Nice. Okay. So, let's look at what we got here with everything. So, this Silas, and what are his... I haven't built a Silas deck in forever. We should see what his deck building requirements are, shouldn't we? Okay, Survivor, and then innate skills. I knew that actually off the top of my head. If you put a gun to my head, I would have been able to tell you, oh, this is what Silas needs. Okay. So, Sea Change Harpoon, you get +1 fist for this attack. If you can add 1 or more skills to this skill test, this attack deals +1 damage. Silas Challenge, don't use Dark Horse or Peter. I'm actually not. I am specifically building a non-Dark Horse Silas deck with this. And I kind of want to like go hard on the blessing cards because I haven't had the window to play them yet. And I think it would be fun to play them. Play with a bunch of the blessing cards that we have here. I have some ideas for what I want to do. But... I think Steadfast is going to be good here. We're going to want Steadfasts probably. Never want to play Intrepid. No thank you. No thank you. Because we also are a damage dealer, but we're a red damage dealer. Like, our Harpoon's a big thing, but the thing is we don't have the consistency to find the Harpoon, so we're going to want to get other cards that deal damage in the process. And also, like, in a perfect world, we can also figure out, like, our upgrade path, too. Inspiring Presence can be a maybe. 3-player campaign, yeah. 3-player campaign. Inspiring Presence can be a maybe, because if we go into Jacob Morrison, that could actually be pretty fun. All right, let's figure out our weapon. So, like, yeah, Sea Change Harpoon and the nets are, like, our primary weapons. We need a backup weapon, though, so we're probably going to grab the Derringer, if I'd wager. I think that's what we want for our backup weapon. Meat Cleaver, not so much, especially because we're not going to be playing our boy Pete Sylvester. And what does this do again? Nothing to worry about. That's just spend 2 actions, get rid of that card. Hey, Dark Horse, I love ya, but not today. Lucky, you can get sleeped up, no problem. You've made the cut. Congratulations, Lucky. You've done it. Take cards are probably also going to be worth it. I'm just seeing what else there is. I think we are a bit worried about the soak. Yeah, the Signum Crucis, Drawing Thins, and Grizzly Totem is kind of exactly what I've been thinking. Do I have upgraded Grizzly Totem, though? I'm sure they would, Bryn and Travis would not be upset if I borrowed it from them, but... It costs 3, right? I do not have upgraded Grizzly Totem. Yeah, what can you do, right? Oh yeah, my miscut cards from the Circle Undone. Look at this. Wham. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got a little bit of a miscut there. I think the card is really good, and I might consider taking it in Silas. It's really good protection against the treachery cards that might require me to test my willpower. Okay. Let's grab some Drawing Thins. If you had advice to help you tech for the campaign, are you open to suggesting those cards? No, I do appreciate it, but I like knowing nothing. I'm just going to build a deck that I think will be good, and I'm excited to live it and see if it works or not. I do appreciate it, though. Okay. What are all the ornate cards? Let's get those up over here. Are you building? I'm building for 3 players with Bryn and Travis, and I am going to be the goon. It is my job to fight and to hurt people. Do you not own all of the Circle Undone? No, I think I'm missing 2 packs from Circle Undone, Travis. I think I'm missing 2 from... I think I'm also missing 2 from Dream Eaters. I would like my Resourcefuls, please. Do you ever play the Desperate Skill cards? I've played them. I think they could be good. I don't know if I'm going to play them with what I'm hoping to do with this, but I might. I might. Yeah, because that's my hope to, you know, the sooner we can get the harpoon, the better, right? Like that's, I think I like the Derringers. The meat cleaver seems good, but also like I don't really want to be taking horror damage. Because as soon as you get 1 mental trauma, you're suddenly in a very bad place, right? And I want to avoid that as best as I can. What does Beloved do? Blessing, no. I mean, it is a good fallback. It is essentially a Guts. The question is, though, do I want to actually be playing Keep Faiths, though? I think Keep Faith is good, but I think there's better things. I can upgrade into it, right? I can upgrade into those better things and use Keep Faith as my starting points. I do think the Derringer's going to make it in, though. Who are Travis and Brinplane? I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I know is that I am Silas, and I am here to kill monsters. Or run from monsters if I need to. Beloved plus Favorite of the Sun plus Ancient Covenant. You know, that sounds fun, but it also sounds not fun. For some reason, like the hard-on blessings doesn't interest me as much as like blessings just benefiting you. Like, you're just like, oh, nice, I drew a blessed token. But maybe I can be convinced once I, like, get a better shape of what my deck's gonna be. I do think we want these steadfast, though. I do think that's, like, always relevant for Silas. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Eureka's relevant skill that it commits for is the foot, right? Because it commits for Brain Book Foot. This could be nice for evading. Help me find my harpoon. I do think the Beloved of just more of a good thing are fine. You know, I don't know. We're still gonna put those in we'll put those in the maybe pile. Those can sit over here. Yeah, Defiance is really good. I'm considering it still, but at the same time, I'm trying out some new. I want to try out some new play patterns with Silas over here. We should keep our skills out because I'd like to know our relevant number of those, because that's kind of like our job is to use these skills to our advantage. We also got to worry about money, though, which is something I've never had to do in a Silas deck, so that's exciting. That's not my neutral pile. Where's my neutral book? Ah, it's down here. Give me my resourcefuls. I'll probably be running the Overpower, but probably not the manual decks. We need these emergency caches because money is actually important to us here. I think these are all good. Like, the Derringers could come out in the future. Here's our other income. We could run the backpacks to help us find our stuff better. The backpacks, you could make an argument that the backpack could be good here. Especially if we run cherished keepsake. Oh my god, cherished keepsake. Speaking is tough. We could run these, and then this is all found by a backpack if we do backpack. I do think finding my weapon is very important. And I guess we also got to figure out who our ally is going to be. Right? That's an important... You're running both sets of weaknesses and signatures. My heart wants to, but I don't think I'm going to because, once again, the hope and goal is to play a Silas I've never played before. And so far, this is looking like a Silas I've never played before. I'm Crispy. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome to the Golden Table. It's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to have you. All right, we have some overpowers and unexpected courages over there just for a potential future where we want them. Let's go back and start looking at some innate skills, see if anything jumps out at me. This Inspiring Presence is still sitting over here for the possibility of a Jacob Morrison we go into. Hey, Justin, just want to show my appreciation and thanks for all the Arkham content, especially the list videos and deck guides. Earned a sub. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That is very kind of you. Bert. bring this over here. I dig it. Thank you for the support. What's going on over here in this mess of cards that we have going on? Travis, I don't know if you're still here, but they announced a live stream tomorrow that's happening before we're recording. So we'll actually be able to talk about the spoilers they spoil, not on an emergency like Friday afternoon. So I'm very grateful for that. Sorry, this is my item pile. We're still doing this. These are my skills. So we want more skills, obviously. All right. We have to answer the question, who is our ally to? In the innates. I'd consider the opportunists level 2. Like, obviously, I can't start with them, but that does kind of, like, excite me a bit. Excuse me. Silas can take inquiring mind. His mind does inquire. We're going to grab the Darings. I think Daring is a really good skill. Do I have it, though? Oh, I might not have Daring. That's why I didn't pull it out. You kidding me? No freaking Darings? Damn it, Justin. Damn it. What pack's that from? I guess I'm learning what packs I have. Fantasy Flight Games announced they have a live stream tomorrow where they're going to be talking about the investigators. The search for Kadath. I don't own the search for Kadath, huh? You learn something new every day. Sad. Sad. Okay. We gotta figure out what ally we want. Like, Pete's obviously the correct choice. Let's go look at Jacob. Jacob he seems really good. Jessica Hyde and Dream Diary. Man, I need that. I need to get that. I mean, I buy them when they come up. I'm not too... Ooh. You know, this might be the time where I finally play Nightmare Bauble. I've been wanting to play this card for a long time. Nightmare Bauble might be a fun thing to do here. It does compete with Cherished Keepsake, but... Okay, so we have two ally options that interest me. And I think it's going to be Granny. But like, what does she do? She puts my brain up to 3, which is it's an okay number, right? Then a Guts puts it up to 5. She has 3 Horror Soak, which is really high. But Pete also just never dies. Like, Pete just doesn't die. That's his job. His horror is... he's unkillable. And then if Pete never dies, that means you never die. Of course, everyone, I know Granny can't start in the deck. But, like, I'm just looking at her. But, like, then you just... But then you look at Pete. And you're like, oh, Pete. You give me Brain, which is what Granny gives me. But Granny also gives me +1 to a skill test I have each turn that I might fail. That's really strong. I know there's a level 0 Granny. I'm looking, because if I go level 0 Granny, who I think is not a good card, like level 0 Granny is not great, so she would need to be a priority upgrade for me. So then the question is, Pete also realistically is a priority upgrade, but he only cost me 4 experience. I think it has to be Pete. If I want to make the correct decision, I think it's Pete Sylvester. The foot stat is more relevant than the book stat. The brain stat still gives me a boost and I don't die. So sorry Granny, but it has to be Pete. It's just too much, it's just too good for me, for Silas. It keeps me alive. And it costs me 2 less experience. Peter, come out and play. Here he is. Level 0 Granny is a powerful phrase in the English language. It is, isn't it? All right, Pete. I know I wanted to try something new, but the thing is just, you're so good in Silas, man. You're so good in Silas. All right, I think in that case we can put Inspiring Presence back. I don't think it's going to make the cut. We can put that back. Okay. Yep. Granny, she's got to go back to the home. Exactly. Exactly. Backpack finds supplies, right? Yeah, I think Backpack can make it, because Backpack also works with these. So Backpack's coming in as well. Chat, I will be right back. I'm just going to take a quick little break. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads, so don't go anywhere, and then we're going to keep building. I will be right back. Chat, sorry about that. I'm disappointed even to consider Yodel. I forgot that Yodel even existed. I don't think he's that good, though. Let's remind myself. Yodel gives me bonuses equal to the skill value. Oh, Yodel's level 1. No. No Yodel. Yodel doesn't keep me alive. Or I need to get I'm boosting my brain, Travis. That to me is more important than anything else. I know you can say Yodel can boost anything, but that's all he does. That's all he does. And I'd rather boost my brain and get another benefit out of it too. Okay. Okay, this is all good. Aquana is a little pricey, but might be a neat horror soak. Yeah, Aquana is a little pricey. I haven't seen her. She's the one that I can take, whenever she takes horror, she can poke it to someone else, right? I haven't even looked at her card in forever. She costs 1 experience? Yeah. That's pretty pricey. 5 is very expensive. In a perfect world, what I would love to do, I mean, and it's actually not too crazy difficult, is have a focused upgrade path where we grab a Charisma, Jacob Morrison, Signum Crucis, Ancient Covenant, and then the favors. That could be really fun, and have like then play both Jacob and Pete. That could be pretty fun. Because I really want to play Jacob. I just think he would be a good time. You probably have the money for it with all the skills you're playing, though. Yeah. But the thing is, like, in a perfect world, I want to keep recurring my Sea Change Harpoon, right? Level 3 only costs 4? There's a level 3 Aquana. Look at that. Nah, I still don't like her that much. Because I see oops. And when I see oops, I say, oops, I played oops. I have a problem. Is there a case to be made for an on your own Silas? Is there also a case for that? Could we find enough events that are good? That could be fun. Probably not enough value, though. That's more like a look what I found. It's probably more like a look. Yeah, that's not really Silas's thing. It could be. It arguably could be. Yeah, I think just... Alright. Let's humor the idea of an upgrade path that includes Charisma and Jacob Morrison. Let's grab a piece of paper and start looking at how much experience we're looking at for all this. Just so we can build a plan. So you're going to plan for 2 3-cost allies, but keep replaying your Harpoon? Yes. Yeah. I mean, like, it's one of those things where, like, I think that's less of a thing than me running this Aquana that all she does is give me 2 more Horror Soak for 4. What she gives me in value is a lot worse than what Pete and Jacob give me in value for the 3 costs, right? I just think, for what she gives, she's not worth it. She's not worth it at all. Because, like, she just gives me oops and horror when I could play Cherished Keepsake and Pete, who just, I'll never die, right? All right. So 2 Petes are 4 XP. If we do the Charisma path, right, that's an additional 3. And then we want the Signum Crucix, which are... Well, we want the Ancient Covenant, and all the Covenants are 2, right? Yeah, they're 2. 2 for Cov. And then the Favors... How much do they cost? 1 or 2? Favors cost 1. Super Fang, thank you so much for your Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome to the Golden Table. It's a pleasure to have you. So Favor of the Sun. Those are going to be 2 XP for those. So this isn't too bad, actually, for XP right now. And then we want the Signum Crucix. We want those, because you can recur those to just add a lot of blessed tokens to the bag. So those are 4 XP. This is including the Jacob Morrison, though, so let's just be aware of that. So then Jacob costs... I mean, realistically, we could run 1 Jacob, but 2 of them cost 6. So that's pretty pricey. 6 experience, that's a lot for this. So Charisma costs 3. 2 XP for the Covenant, so that's 5, 7, 11, 17 in total. Is not too bad to get, like, the kit looking nice. If we drop, I mean, then also the 4 XP, so it's 21. If we drop the Pete Sylvesters, but, like, once again, he's just, like, so good. I mean, like, level 1 Pete Sylvester can stay for the time being because he's, like, a good +1 horror indefinitely, right? How much do we want to try Jacob Morrison is the question. He does seem good with my crossbow, which is right here, my harpoon, which is now vanished. The Beloveds can come in, assuming we're going to go this blessed route. It's a pretty good chunk of skills. And then our events are just... So where's our money at? Let's look at our curve currently, because that's going to give us a good idea of what we're looking at here too. Backpacks, Derringers, Lucky. And then right now we got these Petes. The net costs 2, and then the harpoon. So in a perfect world, we have to ask ourselves, how many times do we think we want to recur our harpoon, right? Like, realistically, if we can recur it, because we don't want to recur it all the time, just for those moments when, like, we're fighting a big boss and we want to keep those skills coming, right? You could play Spirit of Humanity. Yeah, Spirit of Humanity is definitely coming in here. It's... Because I'd wager... I'm wagering, Travis, that one of you guys is also going to be playing Curse tokens. It's just what I'm feeling, and I think Spirit of Humanity is fine without someone playing Curse tokens, but is just, like, so freaking good otherwise. Okay, so let's say... Let's say we drop the Petes in favor of upgrading into Jacob Morrisons, right? Like, the Petes could stay here to become Jacob Morrison, right? I just really want to try this Blessed package. I do think the Cherished Keepsakes will come in, though. I think those are those are going to be worth it. Offset curse tokens with tokens of faith. I don't like token of faith that much. I just don't like it that much. So I'm probably not going to play that one, unfortunately. What I am going to play, though, what could be fun to try out, just to see it in action, Tempt Fate. That could be fun as a possibility. I think that could be a fun time. I think the resources is not an issue if you run the drawing thins. Yeah, the drawing thins would be sick. The problem is they cost a lot of experience, so I need to budget into that if assuming that's going to be the case. I want to figure out what all my upgrades are going to be before I start going. This curve is pretty nice, and these Pete Sylvesters are still like, they're on the edge. Because like my strategic plan, the strategic side of me says just like the spike says just run Pete Sylvester. Pete Sylvester is the best ally for this deck, but he's not the fun choice, which is kind of like the whole point of these first run-throughs of a campaign are about making the fun choice. So it kind of makes me want to try to really force Jacob Morrison and the blessed part of it. Tasty Toast. I am building my Silas deck for our Innsmouth Conspiracy campaign that we're going to be running. I believe we're starting it, if perfect world, fingers crossed, next Wednesday. So, like, I kind of want to just do the fun stuff. I kind of like, I want to tell the part of me that's saying, just play Pete Sylvester. He gives you +1 brain and +1 foot, 2 incredibly relevant stats for Silas, and he's unstoppable horror soak. Okay. Here is what we're going to do. We're going to play Jacob Morrison. We're going to go all in on this. And then we're going to take out these Petes, and we're going to replace them for our starting deck with Madame Lebranche. I think that is... it's a better placeholder than Pete for... this. And then also, like, it can help. So, like, for example, first turn, here's like the perfect world. We drop down Sea Change Harpoon or the Derringer, or like, and then we can drop her down, gain a resource, and everything's happy. Likewise, just with the general skills, like, yeah, she works better in a Dark Horse deck, but I think she's going to be fine if we're planning on upgrading her into Jacob Morrison. I think that's better than Pete into Jacob Morrison, because level 0 Pete is not nearly as good as level 2 Pete. So I think that's a nice choice here. And it also brings our curve down a bit, which makes it more relevant for us to potentially play our Sea Change Harpoon just starting out. Jacob Morrison does cost 3, but we're going to have stuff like Unrelenting and other things when we get to that point. Okay, I'm digging this so far. We got our emergency caches over here, so these can be our zeros as well. And then we need a few more skills probably. 2, 4, 6, 8. We only have 8. We can run Overpowers. I've played excuse me, Travis. I've played Madame Lebranche in my Norman Withers Dark Horse deck. Thank you very much. In the Silas Marsh deck, no, the Calvin Wright deck building, Calvin Preston Fairmont deck building things with Norman Withers, but he had someone else's stat line. I don't know. But yes, we're finally playing Madame Lebranche. Okay, what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. No, sorry, you guys shouldn't be here. So this was 12, 13, 14, 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Okay. Is this a good package for our skills? It probably is pretty good. 12 of them is nice, and then we can upgrade accordingly. So our economy comes in pseudo U. You're like a half economy. You can sit exhausted this way. See, what you're learning today, Chad, is you can't satisfy Travis. I play Pete Sylvester. He says, "Why aren't you playing Aquina?" Even though he would never play Aquina. And then I put him in Dom LeBranche, which is the Pete Sylvester, and then he's like, I'm playing a Dark Horse deck. You can't win with Travis, but that's okay. Because when you do find those small victories, oh, they taste like candy. They taste so good. Okay. This is still a maybe. It's kind of fun, but also like, is it? I didn't watch that series, so it doesn't count. That's completely fair. That's I can't argue with that logic. Okay. Predestined. What does this do? This test failed. Nope. I'm good, thanks. Okay. I had 24 cards, right? 10, 8, 9, 10, 24. So we need 6 more cards, huh? Let's get these sleeves ready. 2. Were there any... Tasty Toast, thank you so much for your Twitch Prime subscription on us. We appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Golden Table. It is a pleasure to have you. Were there any more innate skills that seemed fun? I mean, Defiance is always nice, but I also think, like, in this deck. I think Defiance is just inherently a bit better for Silas in a Dark Horse deck. Because you're going to use that for, like, what, your fist test, which is nice, but... What does your plan for getting blesses into the bag look like? Great question, Travis. It's going to become a lot better once I upgrade it. Because then we have Signum Crucis, which we can use to our advantage to, on multiple times, put in bless tokens. Spirit of Humanity is going to be one of those things as well. Then, honestly, the power of Signum Crucis is going to be... Like, we could also go the Drawing Thin route, which is, like, really good. But... And can we see the skills, please? Yeah, of course you can see my skills. Boop, boop, boop. Let me show you actually on camera. Boop. And then I'm also thinking of doing, honestly, actually, Opportunists. The level 1 versions are bad, but the level 2 versions can be really spicy later on. Especially with the Sea Change Harpoon. But Signum Crucis is going to do so much work later on. So let's just grab Signum Crucis for people at home who do not know what that one does. It is a level 2 card. All right. So Signum Crucis. Commit only to a skill test you're performing, and only if that difficulty of the test is higher than your base skill value. After you commit to a skill test, add X bless tokens to the cast bag, where X is the difference between the test difficulty and your base skill value. You You can return this with Silas, and especially with something like Drawing Thin, where you're going to get a bunch of value out of this and add like, you can add up to like 4 to 6 blessed tokens with this on just one activation. You do need to get the Drawing Thins to get like the real big value out of it, but I think it's like strong in Silas. Okay, I think these Tempt Fates can come in too. Do I like them more than the Keep Faith? The Keep Faith is really strong. It does cost 2 though. Quick Thinking is good. I do agree. Quick Thinking also is kind of nice with Silas too, because if that in that one action window you have, you could like maybe get another hit in, get another evade in. It's just like a lot of nice things you can do there. Stunning Blow is another solid choice, and I'll make Bryn happy. I am Stunning Blow is on my maybe list over here too, seeing how everything else turned out. We have 4 more slots for cards. Chat, I don't know what you guys think, but I think I like the Tempt Fate more than the Keep Faith in this deck. It replaces itself, so it's a bit more relevant, and it costs 0, and I get to put in 3 Curse tokens, but I also get to put in 3 Blessed tokens. I do think the Tempt Fate is just better than the Keep Faith here. Yeah, that's what I think, chat. And if you disagree, that's fine, but if you want to share your opinions, definitely feel free to shout it out. Okay. Are Bryn and Travis running Blessed under Curse stuff? I don't know if they are. If they are, then Tempt Fate becomes infinitely better. But I'm talking right now in the scope of just this deck, that Tempt Fate is just better. And it gets gravy if they are running Curse. But if they aren't, like, it's still a good card, I think. I think it's a better choice than Keep Faith. Four more spots. Yeah, to go with what Travis is saying too, I wouldn't be surprised if one was playing Curse. That's kind of my thought. Like, I feel like one of them is going to, because they're going to be like, it's our blind Innsmouth run. It's the fun run where we just go and we get our crap pushed in, right? Most likely that's usually what ends up happening, but it'll be more fun to have fun. Obvious Statements with Justin continued, the sequel. Okay. All right, let's do the Google search. Okay. Okay. How many weapons do I have? I have Sea Change Harpoon and then 2 Derringers. 2 Derringers and then 2 backpacks to help find them. All right, we're putting Inspiring Presence back in because with Jacob Morrison, the text works with Silas's ability even if the card is brought back to his hand. All right, choosing your weakness. No, we're going to roll for the weaknesses, and I assume we're going to roll once we're all in person, so I'm going to leave an empty slot for that. The Inspiring Presence is coming back because you can cycle it with, even if you pull it back, it should, from what my quick Google foo showed me. Because then no matter what, you just like go for the card, and then if you fail, you can bring it back. But if you succeed, you can bring it back and then ready Jacob Morrison again. Travis is saying 1 more weapon, but what weapon would it be? Could be Fire Axe. Could be the Meat Cleaver, but I also just don't like the Meat Cleaver. No, actually, the Meat Cleaver is not great in this deck because we don't have a way to go take advantage of it. I was on the fence about if I needed 1 more weapon too. Just don't break it, right? Just don't break it. Okay. Just don't break it. All right, I think this deck's gonna be pretty nice. Let's just make sure I haven't added too many cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. 30 cards right there. And it's a completely different Silas deck. So now we just got to figure out our upgrade path, too. So let's just look at our skills. Let's look at these in packages. Power, Inspiring Presence. Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. 2 take cards. Resourceful. A 1 of Stunning Blow. 2 Beloveds. Okay, let me grab a pen. Silas upgrade plan. Okay. Look at everything else. We got 2 backpacks, 2 luckies, which are just gonna those are gravy upgrades later on. 2 cherished keepsakes, which are probably just gonna stay as they are. The Madame LeBranches are gonna have to come out pretty early. The Derringers, the Temp Fates, and the baseball bat. Okay. Alrighty, let's have some fun. How soon do we want to get into Jacob Morrison? Is Jacob Morrison something we get into in the later part of the campaign when we just have our Bless and Curse machine more online? Probably, right? Probably. So what's our first upgrade? Silas's upgrade path always looks a little bit strange. It always looks a little bit more weird. All right, let's grab the cards we know we want. These guys, and then an Ancient Covenant. And we also want Mr. Jacob Morrison. He'll come in after those guys, probably. He seems good then. Ancient Cove. Spirit of Humanity. Spirit of Humanity can be a bit slower. If we can get one of these, that's pretty nice. So, like, it's kind of like the plan with Spirit of Humanity is back and forth. Bless, curse, bless, curse, bless, curse. Just kind of help out, especially if one of those guys, the other guys are playing a bless thing as well. So I think... It's always so tough, okay. 4 XP and 4 XP. Spirit of Humanity. Signum Crucis. That's nice. And once again, sticking with Madame Lebranche is so nice here for the little bit for the level 0, is that she will just do more for us in the long term than someone like Pete Sylvester level 0 will do for us, because we're not going into upgrade to Pete Sylvester. Okay. So, here is what I am thinking. We bring the Signum Crucis in first, I think. Or we do this. These are like our first upgrades. But I mean, we can also adapt to what we're feeling too. It could be like this. I just think these are our first 5 cards we put in. And then 2 XP for Ancient Covenant. This can kind of be our first package. Then, 1 second. Okay. So that's nice. We want our good friend Jacob Morrison in next. And he can come in slower. Like we can... The thing is, like, these two in play at the same time. It's fine. We also need the favors of the sun and moon. But, like, the problem is, like, what do we take out for them, right? That's the hardest part with this deck, is finding the space for all these things when we have to do... We don't want to lose too much of our skill focus, right? It's tough. However, we are bringing in this. I do want to play with this. Nightmare Bauble. I think that's going to be part of our package as well. Because, like, what they can do is a Spirit of Humanity can take out one of these Cherished Keepsakes, and then Nightmare Bauble can take out the other one. I like that. And I really want to play with Nightmare Bauble. So go 6 XP Jacob Morrison. I don't think you need favor. I'm also feeling that too, Travis. That's why I forgot that I probably should look at it. But I think just we'll get there enough with all this stuff. Nightmare Bauble we do want. I want that. That card's going to be fun to play with. And the thing is, like, the downside of Nightmare Bauble, like, yeah, the Dream Parasites, they read scary, but they aren't, like, super duper scary. So I think that's what we definitely want as well. So this is kind of like package number 2 as we get these as we go. And then after that, we kind of get into kind of the more kind of like, this is nice to upgrade stuff. And that can be like Unrelenting, can replace the Take Hearts. I think that's clean. There is also the idea of upgrading the backpacks too, would also be really nice. So, because then it turns into 9, which is really good. So let's just write down, well, that's a level 2, right? So that's like 2, 4. Which can, like, cut out some of these. In a perfect world, like, the Derringers are just there to, like, make sure we're killing people before we get to the point where like, we could upgrade a Derringer, right? 2 XP. Unrelenting. We have our Luckies. So then the upgraded backpacks can mean we can, like, tidy down on this. I think these Temp Fates are kind of just glue pieces that'll last a long time. And then, like, the Unexpected Courage too. Okay. And then we have the meat and potatoes of our upgrade path, though. I think the backpack can kind of fit in, like, the 3rd package. Is Nightmare Bauble an item? It is, okay. Chainsaw? No, I think that's above my my pay grade with this deck. It is sick. But I think the Harpoon is ultimately our goal. I do think the Harpoon is ultimately our goal. We could also do 9 of rods. I think putting that on the list as like a dream upgrade is also fine. Card strong. Card's great in Silas because you can just be like, I don't want this brain test, and then you draw an enemy and you're like, this sparks joy. This is what I want. Okay. Yeah. I think that's a pretty fine upgrade path. And it's going to be fun to play a Silas that isn't just Dark Horse Silas. We also should put like the drawing thins on the list too. Just as like something to consider as we play and as we experience the scenarios, we can adapt to see how the deck's going. But I think the important part of the Spirits of Humanity is the Signum Crucix and the Ancient Covenants. Ancient Covenant, rather. It searches 12, by the way, not 9. Yeah, that's even easier to then put in for trimming the fat on our weapons. Beauty. All right, let's make a few more notes on my little notepad here so I can remember this in there. So... for better cards. And then... beauty. All right. Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's really nice to hold these cards in my hand and actually like have a deck and not a digital pile of cards that are just images in a computer program. So that is nice. And now we have Silas good to go. I won't need to do this later. Now I put back all the cards I took out for upgrading just because it's easier on my brain if I can just see the cards while doing this. Yeah. Hands on deck. This could be a good time. I think this deck's going to be pretty fun. Are you guys going to stream your live play or just record it for YouTube? We're just going to record it for YouTube. We've never streamed our gameplay, and if we did ever stream it, we would never talk with chat while we were doing it. Because we're so, stuck in the mud, like focusing on the game, telling jokes, doing banter. So it's, if we streamed it, we wouldn't like talk with you guys, which to me is kind of like anti what streaming is, and it's more fun to stream and talk. So it'll probably just be on YouTube. But I mean, like, when we record, it should be up like right away, right after. Should we do an opening hand? Let's see what we got. Right? Let's see what we're working with. It is also nice, like, between runs when we can just kind of, like, chill. We don't need to be on. When we're setting up betweens, we could just be quiet. But maybe one day we will, but probably not. All right, so what are we looking for in opening hand? Harpoon? Backpack? Just a weapon, generally. Just a weapon. The level 0 one, really, we just need the weapon to get going. Everything else is kind of just gravy. All right. let's see what this opening hand would be, shall we? Okay, so we keep backpack. I think we also keep the overpower. It's nice to have. I mean, the steadfast is also actually probably pretty good to keep in the early game. These are fine, but I think we just get rid of them when we keep digging. Beloved's good. That's also nice. That's also nice. Unknown rule, you have to play shirtless when you play Silas. Oh, Dark Yoda, I have some bad news. You will not like that. No one will like that. All right, let's kind of just see what happens. So I think, so we do, let's just say we did backpack. We gotta look at the top of 6. Baseball bat, that's nice. Net's fine. So we gotta put these 2 cards on it. So what's important here though is that turn one we got a weapon, which is the goal of this deck, right? I think what we then do is we play baseball bat. Silas's net can just hang out over here, but now we don't have to draw it. And then we would do, we would bring out the Cherished Keepsake, because there's probably not an enemy on the first turn, and we would definitely do this as soon as we could. We drew an Inspiring Presence. Let's just shuffle up again. Let's just see what our first turn is like, because the goal is to get online ASAP. That's my goal in every game. As soon as I'm able to start doing my job, which in this case is hit things with stick. Just see how consistent it is. We also might consider changing the baseball bat for maybe like a Gravedigger shovel. Because that just gives you +2, doesn't break, and then it gives you a clue at one point in the game. I think it might be better than baseball bat, but baseball bat, I mean, I get to attack for 6 with baseball bat. Yeah, I can break, but just don't break it. It's easy, right? Okay, interesting opening hand. What do we keep here? What do we keep? I mean, we're going to keep the backpack. We're not going to keep the emergency cash, because if that gets shuffled in, we can see it off the backpack, which I think is more value for us. The overpower can probably go. Honestly, we're going to burn the majority of this hand. We might even just burn the baseball bat here. Is this deck building going up on YouTube? No, I forgot to record it. I could put it on YouTube. I could just like go in and grab the video. So if people would want it on YouTube, if you think it'd be worth it, if you guys would want to, I can easily just put it on after. I do think, honestly, I think we keep the baseball bat here. New hand. Whoopsie doodle. So what's important is you look at this. We have a weapon on the first turn. Once again, that is our goal. We have the weapon and then the skills to back it up. But we're digging for that harpoon. That's the one we really want. It's here too we're going to see what the value is and how important the backpack upgrade is going to need to be. All right, first turn, let's just say we did the backpack. Always start there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the backpack got a weapon, which is ultimately its goal. Everything else is gravy. What was my harpoon doing on the bottom of my deck? Then we play this, and then we probably just draw a card for our last action. Okay, got a weapon on turn 1 again. We're going to do one more test run of this, because this can be determined if we need another weapon. Yes, please, for YouTube? All right, will do. I will note, make highlight. of deck build. Tasty toast? Sure, all right, I'll put it up. I'll get that on a Tuesday before when we do the series, which should be soon. I know Travis, if Travis is still here, he's like me. He wants to get this ASAP. We want to get this going. Okay. Once again, the goal is pretty simple. Weapon on the first turn. If we can get a weapon on the first turn, we are happy with what we're doing. Okay. Hey, baby. Okay. This is a great hand. This is already awesome. So what do we keep here? Honestly, I think we burn the majority of this hand, apart from the Sea Change Harpoon, and then probably we keep one of these two, because these come in better later. Do we just keep both of them? What are we looking to draw otherwise? The backpack's good to draw early. Madame Lebranche, having her active, especially if we can get her in this hand. Honestly, the Madame Lebranche probably makes it so that this unexpected courage stays and these all go. Because the Beloved, we need to actually put blessed tokens in before it becomes valuable. So even me humoring that, oh, that looks a bit awkward, doesn't it? I mean, it's not too bad, right? So with this new hand, what we do is we play Sea Change Harpoon, gain a resource, and play the Derringer. And now we have like normal enemy weapon, big enemy weapon. And what's important is on the first turn, once again, we have weapons ready. Which is the goal. How many times would we want to... Are we aiming to get Jacob Morrison? That's the question, huh? What if Jacob Morrison just becomes a lower priority upgrade and we do the drawing thins first? It might be better. Because then, like, the Sea Change Harpoon is easy for us to play again and again and again, right? But on three shuffles, we got a weapon on the first turn, so that's good. All right. If you have Harpoon, you got to keep punch symbols. It's true. But I mean, like, at the same time, I do feel like getting other cards is better. Like, I would rather have... I do think, obviously, keeping the... like, the Inspiring Presences can go right now. Because, I mean, if I had, like, I just think... I think that mulligan was correct. I do think that was correct. I stand by that mulligan. I kept the Unexpected Courage, dug for a Madame Lebranche or a backpack. Got the gun. I would definitely prefer drawing thin over Jacob. Yeah, but I mean, like, what's more fun? Like, is it good or fun? What are we looking for, right? All right, I'm happy. Also keeping, like, drawing thin first opening hand. Okay, yeah, this deck's good. This deck, I'm feeling it. And the upgrades are going to be fun. The upgrades are going to be fun. But once again, we'll kind of see how this goes